What is up, YouTube? We're back with more tutorials. It's Johnny Mac here. We're going to show you today how to make a vocal riser effect in Ableton Live, getting into more intermediates and advanced tips and tricks to spice up your vocals in tracks. We're currently working on a mashup. We started in the how to make a mashup in 5 minutes tutorial. We have the links for you in the description. Part 2 of this tutorial, we showed you how to make a reverse reverb effect. It goes a little something like this. Too much light in this window. As you can tell, we're going through the Chris Brown acapella, Don't Wake Me Up. And the main track we're using is Kangaroo from Sander Van Doorn. What we're going to do now is tweak with this acapella. We're going to make a vocal riser going into the drop. We like how the track is coming together. Let's add a little pizzazz and make this a little better. Here's how it sounds currently. Now, we like how this sounds currently, but we want to take a part of this acapella. Wouldn't it be cool if we could just add a stagnant sound, kind of build right up into the drop a little bit better? That's what we're going to try to do with this vocal riser effect. We're going to look at our acapella. Let's look at the raw sample of it. Don't wake me up. The goal for this process, you want to find a stagnant sample within this sample, whether it's a constant sound. In this case, it's Chris Brown's Don't Wake Me Up. He goes up right here. We're going to take about this much, the acapella. Command E to chop that up, and Command J to consolidate it. Once that's consolidated, be sure in your sample editor, the warp mode is back on Complex Pro. It automatically goes to the default mode in your preferences. Most people have it set as beats. Be sure it's checked back to Pro for editing your acapella in this process. We're going to go ahead and duplicate this now. And the second sample, we're going to reverse it. What this does is the beginning part of this acapella here is now also the end of this sample of the acapella. The ending of this sample is the beginning of this sample. The goal is for it to flow constantly and stagnantly through itself. So when we now take both of these little clips, we duplicate those. The beginning of this is now the end of this, is now the beginning of this. So it's a constant flow of the same sample just running through itself. That's how that is done. Now we want it to end right at the end of this little build here. It goes a little something like this currently. Let's add it with the rest of the track. Now that sounds fine as it is, but it's going to get pretty boring if you have 7 bars of just the same vocal sound running through itself. So what we're going to do, we want to be sure, again, that every single sample in this little selection here is in Pro. To see for yourself, you can select all, checking your sample editor down here. If this is not saying Pro, the warp mode editor, if it's blank, it means you got one of your samples are off. Be sure that both the samples in the beginning process here are in Complex Pro mode. So again, it's in Pro. Command J now to consolidate this sample. Now that we have this consolidated sample, again, back to your sample window in your clip view and Complex Pro. This is where the magic happens with the Complex Pro being on. We need to do here, be sure that your envelope window in your clip view is open. Sometimes in Ableton Live, this box down here, this little E, be sure this is clicked on. Sometimes if you can't find the envelopes window, that's why, that's off. In the envelopes window, click on the transpose tab. We're gonna now mess with our pitch. The first 4 bars, we're just gonna go ahead and tweak a little bit, up 3 semitones, a step and a half, And as you can tell, if you're new to Ableton Live, this clip now, this full clip, correlates to this entire clip in the clip view window. Just so you're following along, the newbies can learn as well. The end of this clip, so the very end of this sample over here, we want it to be a full octave higher. 12 semitones is a full octave higher. Currently, this is how it sounds by itself.
Wake me, don't wake me up.
See, it's not just a boring, stagnant sample. It's got a little bit of a riser behind it. And then after you've gone through 4 bars, the last 3 bars here before the drop, another extra oomph with your going from 3 semitones to 12 semitones, a full step. We're going to raise up the volume here to emphasize how this sounds with the rest of the track, so you can hear for yourself.
Don't wake me up, don't wake me, don't wake me up.
Pretty cool, huh? For the rest of this acapella here, we're just going to go ahead and chop off the first 8 bars after the drop, so we can let that drop kind of ride out, and it'll end out the way we want it to.
Don't wake me.
There we go. We like how that sounds. We are done. The vocal riser effects as done in Ableton Live. That's how it's done. Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and SoundCloud. Like me on Facebook. All the links are in the description. Again, thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon.